Oh, you might want to be getting ahead of some of these cards. Make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out more awesome content. Pre-sales are still going for the glorious gallery, and there are some very interesting little things still left in this set. Obviously, I do recommend that if you do want to check out some like the full art stuff, some of it's pretty expensive, I'm not going to lie to you, but some of the ultras get a little bit cheaper. I see some of them have already been wiped out, but there's a little bit of something for everybody in the set. Discount code MCool40 will save you on your purchase. Same thing over here on Kongs. Kongs will probably be putting up some of their Starlights and everything in the near future, so you guys can actually be ready for that. But if there's anything that you do want to pick up over here, the discount code of MCool40 will still save you on anything that you're going to want. Blackbird Drago's reprint was really, really needed. So I wanted to talk about some of the little particulars for Constellars to start off here, because Dododo Warrior has been discussed, and the Constellar deck has also kind of looked at some little text to kind of build itself up. Now, I know with the new Tellarknight support, I know I said Constellars, the new Tellarknight support, people are like, well, can I play it with Ryzel? You don't want to play it with Ryzel. Actually, if you want to do anything, I recommend playing it with this package, because it's going to be able to, you know, level mod you correctly. You're not going to get any real punishments off of things, and it'll work out pretty good. The Dododo will be pretty essential to the strategy. I'm just looking through here really quick. All of this stuff is still massively expensive. Medius I may have calmed down a smidge, but your Utopic F-Zeros are still up. I do kind of recommend, and of course the Starlight version of Dododo Warrior is still $35. Obviously, you know, the Gaga Girl's something else to consider for the strategy. It's really just going to depend on, do you actually want to build Tellarknights? Because if you're going to, you know, the Dododo is going to be something that's going to help you out, but, you know, you just kind of got to consider what build you're going to go with. Rank 4 Turbo was the best build that we saw out of Japan with this, so that's interesting. Illusion Gates. Well, I can't say that I am surprised to see that this card has been on an uptick over the course of time. Coming off of, you know, the YCS, a lot of people kind of realized, oh, hey, you know, this is just a very good card in today's meta. And you can also thank Thrust for kind of coming back into the meta. When people realize, oh, hey, you know, I can just thrust into Illusion Gate and basically use this as a board breaker-esque card to put my opponent into a really bad situation, then that's where, you know, you kind of start to see the advantage coming in for this. I will definitely say that we probably will continue to see this card climb for a little while. It's going to be, it sucks to say that, because, you know, people had the opportunity to get these at $15 a piece. For whatever reason, this card was $15 in the beginning of its lifespan, and nobody wanted to pick it up. It's still amazing to me when you read a card and you said, oh yeah, a board wipe and a Monster Reborn on the same card. Nah, I don't want that. That's crazy. Shadow and Light Imprisoning Mirrors. I don't know if you guys have paid attention to these for a little while, but these have gotten a little bit crazy. Duelist Leagues, especially, these are 17s. You can get Turbo Pack Rares for 8s. The purple berries just don't exist. And blues are $68 a copy. Excuse me? That's a lot. Dual terminal versions, these are 5s. Light Imprisoning Mirrors from Magnificent Mavens. These are 2 to 3s. And of course, Ashpack Commons are still kind of trucking on along, but Duelist League greens are also $15 a piece. So you've got a pretty decent spread on these. Shadow Imprisoning Mirrors are also kind of in the same boat, where, you know, some of these really weird versions, like the Duelist Leagues, these are 17s. You got your dual terminal versions, which, granted, these are kind of cheap. A market price of 5s on those, and then these dev down. Honestly, I think Light Imprisoning Mirrors is the one that more people prefer to have. You can see your red berries are $9, but Ultras and Magnificent Mavens are sub $1. So kind of keep an eye on some of these mirrors. I don't know where long term is going to push these, but there's definitely something to talk about with these. Also, you guys always talk about, probably, you know, is there cards you should pick up? If you've not picked up a no crossout designator, I think you're missing out. This card is by far one of the best looking versions of anything from Rarity 5, and these are pushing upwards to $5 to $6 a copy at this point. Rarity 5 has a lot of very cool and cheap things. That's one thing that I will recommend about this set overall, is if you wanted cheap Rarity upgrades, maybe you don't like the art. I mean, sure, okay, we can make the argument, you know, me don't like art, me gonna cry about it and shit and piss on the floor about it. Sure, man, that's fine. But for the people that do want the cheap Rarity upgrades, Rarity 5 is just full of absolutely cheap cards for you to be able to get. Catapult Turtle, you know, 7 Tachyon just got the reprint, which now opens up the door to everybody and their mother being able to afford the Catapult Turtle FTK. And honestly, I'm happy about this. I want to see an entire new generation coming into the woodwork and actually wanting to test out, you know, kind of the little craziness that, you know, this card actually had going for it. And honestly, I think it's kind of fun. I kind of expect, you know, Catapult Turtles are not expensive. You need a retro pack rare for $1. It's never going to be a question of, is this going to be expensive? It's just a question of, do you want to play I'm going to actually say it's a little bit inconsistent of an FTK for sure, but it's definitely a cute little thing that you're able to kind of pick up, mess around with, and actually be able to do things with. It's got its little merits, you know, I will say. Now, how are we doing on some of the weirder oddities in today's market? Quacky-Maros, Urnites. You can get a French Near Mint for $31, but these are $100. Quacky-Maros are, you know, for this being so old, Dragos are still the king. I mean, these are $69. Let's actually take off the limiters here and actually go appropriately look at these. Mod Play for $37, that's not bad. Grabby Rose is the next expensive at $16, that's great. QCR Dragos are still 14 to 15s. It's actually not bad. Honestly, if there's a card to kind of pick up and hold, it's probably Drago. Drago rotates in and out of these formats like it's its job, man. Like, this card actually is pretty chaotic at what it does. Even Ultra Dragos are still like 4 to 5 of the market price at 10. And you know, that thing has a QCR print now. Crusaders are also still $5. We also did see, you guys remember Guardians were picking up Steam a little while back because you had a few people that were using it for more defensive purposes. Secret Slayers are still like 4s. Berserk, man, still $5. Same thing with Gulglanite, still pretty cheap. Yeah, this stuff is still pretty cheap for Quacky-Maro. Darkblade, the Dragon Knight. I have actually never seen one of these in good condition. These are $130 on up to $136. That's impressive to see one of those. King Dragon Dragoon's another one that's super beautiful. But you're telling me that this is PSA 10 for $900. This guy wants more than the PSA 10. That's crazy. You're never gonna get that. A couple other little fun things on the market. I have an Emperor of Lightning on the market for nearly $300,000. You're never going to get this. Yeah, I mean, I assume they're just bragging at this point just by having the Emperor showed off, which is really funny. Also, here's a little bit of a history lesson for you. There are TKN tokens with the set ID that are extremely rare. There's a Dark Lord token and there is a Gorse token that goes with this. And they are very, very, very extremely expensive, as you can see here by the price tag. You're looking at $1,500. There's a Dark Lord token on eBay also for this, which was the mail-in lottery. A lot of people don't know that such an extremely rare item does in fact exist within the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! Also, a little bit of a reminder here, Sleeve Chief has their beautiful, beautiful, beautiful sale wrapping up today. If you are interested in picking up any of their deck boxes or anything from their collection, I would recommend, giving it a little bit of a shot. Some of the graded guards are going to be very, very nice just to add, especially for like collectible sake. Well, people always want cheaper guards. But yes, discount code MCO40 will actually save you on your purchase on anything that you're going to want over here. So leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here in a day, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.